Seems strange, all empty, and not been here for a few days. And to actually come in and no cats run to meet you, because they're not here. Anyway, I topped up all my water before I left, and the RO unit's staying here until the orchids finally go, in case I need it again. My camera stuff's still here, I need that here. Not going to do much with it over there, am I? So this is the first time I've opened this door for a few days now. I'm going to try and water everything, and if it takes me all morning and part of the afternoon, so be it, because I won't be coming back now till after Christmas and after I've taken Hannah home. So this is it. And as I water, I mean, I can already see there's one new bloom that we haven't seen. That's a rebloom. Yeah, I can see a couple of things. So as I go round, I'll pick up on anything that's new or interesting or whatever. Something we can make a video out of. And yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, I've just fired the heating up, and I'll put the hot water on. That's been shut down, mainly because I'm going to have to get that Vander bucket warm. That's freezing cold water at the moment. I'm not putting plants in there, so I need some hot water, and of course there's no kettle, so I put the heating and the hot water on. I give that half an hour or so, and then I'll have some hot water, and in the meantime I can get on with watering other things. I lean things against the radiator. Now, although the heating's only been on for half an hour, that's enough to keep the chill off of those few bottles. So we should have some reasonable temperature water. But the first thing I want to water is the cooler, shadier ones. They have cold water, so they don't get warmed up water. So we'll start there and slowly but surely work our way round. As I said, I won't be coming back for quite a few days. What is it now? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It'll be Tuesday before I get here, so the 5 days, that's about the limit with the mounts, the ones that are growing. Obviously the resting ones go longer than that. But yeah, and we'll have a whiz round and see what we can find. But yeah, it seems funny that the house is echoey, you know, where all the furnishings and things have gone. Everything just echoes now. Sounds like a church hall. Anyway, I need to get going and get some stuff done. So I'll add some bits on as I progress. Well, the Strepias don't get filmed very often because they're tucked away, but this one's having a burst of blooms at the moment, and it is one of the deepest coloured ones. Very, very attractive blooms, and almost impossible to focus on. But there we go. And it's got quite a few, and some nice new growths to go with it. So it's gradually improving its look, because the more nice green shiny leaves it gets, you know, the more tatty old ones can be snipped off. But yeah, that's having a nice burst of blooms here. There's quite a few. There's another one round here. That's a particularly large one, that one. Will you focus? There we go. Anyway, a Ristrepia. It's actually got a name. Has it got a name? Yes. Sanguinea. And it's got A in quotes afterwards, which probably means it's one of Burnham's named clones. So, good one. The old Cattleya cernua has opened a few more blooms since we last looked. It's got a good little show there. Nice sort of cluster, a good splash of colour, more buds still to push on and open. So this area is really good. And then there's a gap. We've got a few there, and then we have to come right round the other side to find these few. So obviously this plant needs to be split and remounted, and take the growing areas off, and sort of start it again, and get rid of this curve as well. This piece of bark served its purpose now, but it's probably on the borderline starting to rot. I'm going to lose a lot of roots when it's done, but You know, I'll do it when roots are active, I'll try to anyway. Although this does have quite a dormant period, a long dormant period. Disturbing the roots during that time might not actually affect the plant much because it's not growing anyway. And then when it does start to grow, new roots should come. But I'll have a think about that. Anyway, yeah, it's looking good. These are attractive blooms. They've got a really good red on them. Now, some cernuas have got more yellow in the centre. Some are darker, some are lighter. It varies quite a bit, but nonetheless, they're very good deep colours on this one. I like this one a lot. As I say, it does vary a bit. Yeah, so that's looking good. Now, the Thailand Black's not actually open yet, but the bloom's cracking. So by the time I come here next time, at least one of those blooms should be fully open. Lovely dark colour there. The camera lightens that slightly. It's a very deep purple. But hopefully they'll be open next time round, or at least one will. After it's 5 or 6 days' time, should be. We'll see it better then. Well, this one started to open. Although this has got a name, Oncidium Cheyenne, it's probably only a trade name. It's probably not a genuine registered name. Now, this is the one that behaved strange, produced a new growth that split into two and became two separate growths. And in doing so, it didn't form very good roots under those new growths, and we had a bit of the crinkle leaf syndrome, which is the plant growing faster than it can hydrate itself. That's how that happens, which is basically a plant that's quite vigorous, pushing on new growths, and not enough root system to back it up. So that's how that happens. Anyway, lovely red, lovely blooms. Makes me laugh, some of these. These canes are not, these spikes are not staked, yeah, in any shape or form, and every time this plant's been watered, it's been put back in exactly the same place. So why is that bloom open sideways? They just do. Anyway, lovely colouring. It's subtle. It looks like it's just red until you look, and then it's actually gradated. You've got the deeper red on the outside and a paler stripe down the centre. Hang on, we're out of focus, aren't we? Better. And then that fades into that orangey yellow colour towards the centre, and the same with the lip. Lovely frilly lip, and again you've got that fading effect where it heads towards orange and almost yellow in the centre from the deep red on the frilly lip. Yeah, attractive blooms. Now I remember why I got it. So that's its first reblooming, and there's another spike coming on over here too, so should look good when they're all open. Now, last time we looked at that zygo, I said that the new growth was too far advanced to be spiking now, so we're probably going to have a blind new growth. Yeah, well, my plants just like making me out a liar, don't they? So we do have a spike on it, so we will get blooms. This is the Louisendorf, which I think so far it's my favourite zygo, or certainly out of the ones I've currently got, it's my favourite. I did have one of my first ones ever. Never to be repeated. I've never seen it since, but obviously my first 4 zygos, they didn't make it, did they? So long since gone. And that includes a Louisendorf. I've lost one of those before. However, this one seems to be coming on quite nice, and we are going to get some blooms. Even if it only has one flower on, I'll be happy with that. So yeah, bit of progress there. Good stuff. That's just the sort of phone call I don't flipping want. I haven't said anything because I needed to let things progress a bit to find out where we're going. But I spoke to Hannah and she said, "Sorry to cut you off, Dad, but I'm waiting for a call from the hospital and I need my phone clear." So anyway, I spoke to her again later, and she's got a cold, and of course you immediately panic, don't you? Oh, is it a cold or is it the real thing? But anyway, I mean, she's tested negative all the way through. The trouble is, when Hannah gets a cold, you can guarantee it's going to turn into a serious chest infection, which is what's happened. And that's what the hospital was for, because her local GP practice is a waste of space. It has been deemed non-viable. and something's going to have to be done about it because it leaves the whole area. What it was, there were 3 GPs, right? 2 of them merged together and failed in doing so. So they haven't come up yet, which meant everybody's left those 2 and gone to the other one. The other one is now swamped and is failing as well. So great, well done you lot. Right when people need you. But Hannah still hasn't got her anticoagulants, you know, from a year ago, because she has to go to her GP to get them. It's just crazy, the system. But the appointment with the hospital was to get her chest infection looked at, listened to, or what they do, and get some antibiotics, because obviously she couldn't go to see the local GP because they don't answer the phone. Even when they're in the office, they won't answer the door. You can bang on the door and bang on the window and wave at them, and they'll wave back, and they won't open the door. They're just non-viable. So anyway, Hannah's not well. She's been off work all week, and she said once the antibiotics kick in, sometimes they work really quickly, sometimes they don't. So she's waiting to see. But that's not the phone call I'm on about. My son's just phoned up. His other half has tested positive. So that's 2 people in the same house. Now, she got her symptoms on Sunday, so a fair few days ago. And my son has done 2 tests a day ever since, and he's still testing positive. And he said he's going to carry on doing that and make a last-minute decision based on me, how I feel about it, and Hannah, how she feels about it, to see whether he can come down sort of quite late on Friday, which means he must have tested negative Friday morning and Friday before he comes, and he knows that. Yeah, what a palaver. That's not what I need. I did my 5 o'clock in the morning shopping, got all the shopping in. That went quite well, actually. I won't say it was pleasant, going shopping at 5 o'clock in the morning, but as pleasant as it could be. The place was almost empty. Lots of people in the way, because obviously they're stocking up the shelves ready for the, for the main sort of drag through the day. And of course there's loads of the home shoppers, going around picking all the stuff off for their list to actually get delivered, which I didn't get. So it appeared busy, but not busy, if you know what I mean. And the thing is, the staff have to test quite frequently, so the staff are probably quite safe anyway, despite being in an environment. But it's all air conditioned and everything, and everybody's doing their hands and wearing their masks, so it's about as safe as it could be. Not as safe as not having to go though. Anyway, I shall crack on. I've nearly finished the pots now. I'm literally on this last little shelf here, and then I've still got to do all the mounts and everything, but I'm just going to plod away at it. What I would really like now is a break. I think I might actually get in the car and go and see if I can find a coffee somewhere and just have a break and then come back and finish off. Or I might just plod away with it and then just go back to the other house and settle down for the day. I will have a think, but as I say, I haven't finished yet. Right, thought I'd add that bit in the middle. Oh, we got a couple of these blooms fully open now. This is Oncidium sweet sugar. I'm not sure it's pure Oncidium though. Might be one of these Oncidopsis or something, some combination. I don't think it's a pure Oncidium hybrid anyway. It's also known as Shelob Tolkien, and that's an in-joke, and I'm happy with it. Anyway, these are at their best when they've just opened, because the colours are at their deepest. And you get that red banding against the lovely, I'd call that canary yellow or daffodil yellow. It's a gorgeous colour, and I can see on the screen it's not showing that well. It's a better colour than that. Anyway, I've had this plant ages and ages, and it's been recovering for 2 or 3 years, so I'm not going to class this as fully recovered, and I was waiting for blooms to identify it, and I'm not sure I'm going to leave that spike on there very long, although it's such a small spike it's not going to drain the plant, and it has got a good root system. That it has done well. It's done a good root system this time round, so we'll let the spike go. It's only a little one, should be an awful. That spike should be 2 foot long, branched with about 50 or 60 blooms on. What have we got, 10? Still, some blooms is better than no blooms. Okay, that's it for today. It's just really tiring. I've had nothing but phone calls and hassles and what we're going to do now. I've chatted to Hannah, and quite honestly Tony can't come. He can't mix that household in with me and Hannah. It's just not on. I mean, it's against the rules for a start. If you come into close contact with somebody, you're supposed to isolate for 7 days. Well, 7 days ends on a Sunday, so it's just not on. What we thought we might do, if Hannah's well enough, she didn't sound very good when I spoke to her, but she wants to come down. She said she'd rather sit at my place and have some company than sit on her own, because that's what will happen if she doesn't come down. So, and she hasn't got food and that in for Christmas. I've got it all. So, but what we thought we might do perhaps is take a drive over to Tony's on Boxing Day and meet up outside the house and take the dogs for a walk or something, where we're out in the open air with masks on, and, keep well away from each other. That's pretty safe. But as I say, Tony and Abby should not be meeting anybody. They should basically just stay away from people now for the full 7 days. It used to be 10 days, but anyway, decision not firmly made yet, although in my mind I think I've made my mind up. I don't think he should come to our house. It's not safe. Hannah's already unwell. If he brings this, it's all very well saying, well, I tested negative on Friday. Well, you can get up Saturday morning and test positive, can't you? And then you're in our house. You're already there with us. It's not on. So you have to rearrange things, There'll be other Christmases. All of the Rhinanthus are into soak now. They're just about to come out. And then I've got the 2 Vandas to put into soak. They're not going to get long. Hanging around waiting for them. And then I should be off back to the other house. And we'll go from there. But, it is a bit of a nuisance, I must admit. You won't be able to see it. There's a little wren in my bonsai tree going around collecting insects. You won't be able to see that. Anyway, that'll do. Yeah, it's nice to be able to film something and see the orchids again. As I said, it's going to be Tuesday before I'm back round again, and we'll see what's happened then. Hopefully there'll be a few more blooms open on some of the ones that are lurking, and we'll see where we go from there. So enjoy your Christmases, and you can see what the bottom line is, can't you? Stay safe. You just can't state it enough. Just stay safe. Look after yourself and yours and your close ones, and if it means changing some plans, then so be it. Plans can come round again, Like my sister said, you can always have Christmas Day in April if you want. It doesn't have to be on that day. It's just that everybody does it on that day. Anyway, plans still not firmed up, but we'll go from there. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for dropping by.